The Imperial Palace on Terra is a continent-sized tomb. It is a sprawling, claustrophobic expanse of dark marble. It features crushing Gothic architecture, built to house a single rotting deity. The watchmen of this mausoleum are the Adeptus Custodes, known historically as the 10,000. Whereas soldiers fight to conquer territory and win wars, the Custodes exist solely to maintain an unyielding, stationary vigil. This diagram illustrates their operational reality, an expanding web of endless horrors across the entire galaxy, all funneled down to a single point of failure. They defend against the infinite to protect one specific room. They possess godlike physical power, yet they are caged. They are bound by a singular, punishing duty with no victory condition. They can never win. They can only delay losing. To create a warden capable of this endless vigil, standard transhuman engineering is useless. Space Marines are mass-produced through a standardized implantation of gene seed organs. The Custodes are the product of bioalchemy. The process begins in infancy. A human child is broken down and reconstructed at the molecular level. Every single cell is violently overwritten and perfected, taking decades of meticulous labor to sculpt a single executioner. Biology this precise requires an entirely different class of protection. The standard ceramic plating used by Space Marines would shatter in the environments the 10,000 operate in. They require Auramite. This schematic illustrates the unique physical property of Auramite. It is quantum inert. When immaterial psychic rot or raw warp energy strikes the molecularly structured barrier of an Auramite plate, the energy simply dissipates on impact, leaving the wearer untouched by sorcery. Their offensive capabilities rely on relics from the forgotten Dark Age of technology. The Custodes wield Adrathic weapons. Technology so dangerously unstable, the wider Imperium is forbidden from understanding it. Weaponizing this energy dispersal, an Adrathic beam aggressively unweaves a target's molecular bonds. It doesn't burn or pierce, it severs the internal architecture of matter, leaving only a flaring afterimage. By combining bespoke genetic reconstruction with weapons that erase matter and armor that ignores the laws of the warp, the Emperor created handcrafted, invincible executioners. To guard the Emperor from the outside universe, the Custodes must first hunt the Emperor themselves. They conduct relentless, live-fire military exercises known as the Blood Games. Individual Custodians abandon their posts, turn on their own brothers, attempt to infiltrate the palace's security, and reach the throne room. They take these games to reckless extremes. They capture the most lethal alien horrors in the galaxy, transport them to Terra, and release them directly into the bowels of the Imperial Palace, solely to test how quickly their own defenses can terminate the threat. There is no moment of rest. Their existence is a perpetual paranoid hunt, constantly stress-testing their own systems against the worst the universe can offer. Because they are perfect, their greatest enemy is the theoretical flaw in their own perfection. This invincibility breeds a stark, perpetual paranoia. Deep beneath the continent-sized fortress lies the Sanctum Imperialis, the central core of the tomb. Stationed at the foot of the Golden Throne are the Heteron Guard, the Companions. These 300 warriors are the innermost circle. They never speak, and they never leave the Emperor's side. The psychic radiation pouring off the Emperor is a severe environmental hazard. Standing in his presence is so intensely damaging that it physically scorches the Companion's golden Auramite armor black. The physical and psychological toll of this specific vigil is crushing. Eventually, the psychic weight burns out even these biologically perfect immortals, and they must be rotated away from the throne before their minds collapse. Why subject themselves to this horrific, claustrophobic nightmare? 10 millennia ago, their bespoke perfection proved useless. They failed to protect the Emperor from the treason of his own sons, leaving him to rot as a decaying corpse on a failing machine. The Custodes do not stand guard out of hope. They endure an eternity of grueling, radioactive isolation out of unyielding duty, living forever in the shadow of their greatest shame.